Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we just had one of the largest emergency operations at sea, and it involved a brand new cruise ship. We have the first cruise ship to be hooked up to shore power, and in case you're wondering why more ships don't do this, I got that answer really quickly. Royal Caribbean says to MSC, hey, not so fast. And then we have something rather unique coming to Carnival Australia. We have Christmas in July. Well, should I say Grinchmas in July? That's right, it takes practice to do rescues at sea, and Germany, with the cooperation of the Mein Schiff 7, TUI's brand new cruise ship, they just took possession of it, it's getting ready to sail with passengers. Well, they decided to do their largest emergency rescue operation at sea. Obviously, it was a test to do at sea, where they had 1,000 crew members on board. Some were designated as injured passengers. The scenario is the cruise ship was unable to steer because of a collision, and they called in the rescue saying that their crew members were doing first aid, but the ship was unresponsive, and we have numerous injuries on board at various locations. Helicopters were dispatched, emergency rescue, fire department, boats, etc. were all part of this organized rescue at sea. Their largest they've ever done, and they really want to thank TUI for involving that cruise ship, because they said with the emerging and the growing industry of cruising in the world, they want to be prepared for the worst situation that can possibly happen, and the best way to be prepared is to have these scenarios where they are just working normally during the day, and then bam, they get this emergency operation and head out and see what happens, and they can work out any kinks and things that they need to work on. So good job from TUI for getting this done, and it would be nice to see this operation done at various places, United States, maybe in the Mediterranean, Barcelona, Rome, places like that, where when a cruise ship is coming online for the first time, instead of immediately running into service, organizing something with the fire and rescue and the Coast Guard and everything to say, hey, do you want to run this kind of operation for the safety? Because it only benefits the cruise industry as well, and it keeps all of us safe. So good job from TUI out there. Next, in the port of Miami, we finally had a cruise ship hook up to shore power. The Carnival Conquest is now hooked up to shore power in the port of Miami. And a lot of people are thinking, well, weren't they already hooking up to shore power? And if not, hey, cruise lines, why not? Well, a simple answer is yes, the cruise ships are capable of shore power. What's not capable have been the cruise ports. The cruise ports still have to take that investment money and invest it in the shore power. They also have to have enough power in the city to generate what's needed in that area. So they have to make sure the lines are all set up properly, and that they can't just randomly start taking all this wattage and heading to the cruise ships. But in fact, Carnival is about 7 years ahead of time in their goal to have shore power capability on their ships. About 62, 63 of the ships in their fleet altogether, including of course Princess, Holland America, etc., are all shore power capable, with more coming online this year. They expect to actually surpass their targets which was 2030 was their targets, to have at least 2/3 of their fleet shore power ready. They're thinking they could be 100% in the next 2 to 3 years, which is way ahead of where the cruise ports are. Currently, less than half the cruise ports that most cruise lines visit have shore power capability. So it's not the cruise lines falling behind, it's the actual ports themselves falling behind. So it would be nice to say, hey, the cruise lines are doing what they can. If people want shore power in that facility, they need to do it. Look at New York, who said, hey, if you're going to hook up to if you're going to come into our port, you have to be on shore power. Cruise ship said, okay, we have shore power. Where's the plug? And they said, yeah, that might take a few years for us to get ready. But hey, you got to plug in when it's ready. And they said, okay, we're already ready. Where are you? That's basically what they're saying to the people who are saying plug in. Next, we have a tradition that's starting up now in Australia, at least on Carnival Cruise Line, who is partnered with Dr. Seuss. And they are having what they call Grinchmas in July, where they're having themed cruises all through the July with everybody dressed up in Dr. Seuss characters. They got the Cat in the Hat, they have the Grinch, they have Thing 1 and Thing 2, and of course the crew members will be dressed in very colorful green and costumes, all regarding Christmas, like the famed Grinch Who Stole Christmas cartoon and the Dr. Seuss movie with Jim Carrey that brought that to live action. And it was a big hit last year in Australia. The kids loved it. People had a great time. And so, yeah, Grinchmas in July is back, coming this year again, sailing out of Australia. I wonder if it's such a big hit there, if eventually they'll bring it out to the other Carnival ships sailing in other locations like North America as well. We'll have to wait and see, but Grinchmas in July. Next, I have this story where MSC was saying, hey, we're going to do this. But in the meantime, they did something maybe not even intentional, but they took away the title from Royal Caribbean. And Royal Caribbean said, wait a second, that's not going to happen. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the Grinchmas stories, Grinchmas in July it sounds like a very fun thing, as well as the shore power. If you're an environmentalist and really think that's key to you wanting to go on a cruise, we'll keep you informed of what's going on. We'll keep you informed of the new ships coming online, when you can expect them to arrive, and anything that's happening individually, like cruise ship cancellations, selling of cruise ships, etc. I'll try and keep you as up to date as best I can and hope to entertain you just a little bit along the way. And again, it doesn't cost a single thing to hit that subscribe button, but boy, when YouTube sees you hit that subscribe button, it says, hey, I wonder if these people would like these videos too. And that's how it helps the channel out in the future. And again, really do appreciate it. Okay, let's talk about MSC. MSC has been talking with some cruise companies out there as far as building is concerned. And they've been hinting that they might go after the world's largest cruise ship title and take it away from the Icon of the Seas from Royal Caribbean. But in the meantime, they kind of sneakily done something that they didn't really advertise too much, but right now, if you go on a Royal Caribbean ship, especially the Oasis class ships, what's very famous is their dry slide, the Abyss, right? That's Ultimate Abyss at the back there with the big dragon head at the top. And it's about 200 or so feet to get to the bottom. It's a dry slide. It's the largest slide at sea. Well, on MSC's newest ship, they actually have a slide that is longer than that. So they actually have the longest slide at sea, not Royal Caribbean. And Royal Caribbean has taken notice of this rather quickly. They don't want any titles taken away from them when they say they are the largest of this or they have the best at this. Well, you can guess it, on Utopia of the Seas, that cruise ship is now going to have the extended version of the Ultimate Abyss, going 259 feet in length, or basically the length of 10 double-deck buses. That's how large that slide's going to be. So, as I mentioned before, when Royal Caribbean if there's a definite announcement from MSC saying they're going to build a larger ship than the Icon of the Seas, you can definitely almost guarantee that Royal Caribbean is going to go, and you'll hear an announcement of them saying, we're building an even larger ship than that. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? Do you think that's going to be a competition between the two? We know MSC is really expanding here in North America, trying to bring in the audience. They're investing more money in entertainment, more food. They're trying to get the North American feel on their ships to draw in the customers. Do you think they'll ever compete with Royal Caribbean for the largest cruise ship in the world? And do you think Royal Caribbean would even stand for it for a minute? Let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel blogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.